Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Objectively Wrong, presented by the Next Men Up. As always, I'm John, that's Abtin.
And I'm on Twitter.
Yeah, so here's the deal. I'm just gonna put this out there. I'm not saying what the report is yet, Abtin. We're not gonna do that. Okay. But what we're starting with today, we're gonna start with game picks. We're flipping it on its head. We're gonna start with game picks. We'll talk a little bit first, but then we're gonna do game picks. There's one major news story, and I'm talking about the Jeff Saturday hiring, that we are going to talk about.
No matter what.
But after the game picks.
Yeah.
There is another story that we are waiting on that involves a very serious scandal, if it's the case.
We don't know if it's real or not.
We don't know if it's real or not. There is an awful lot of smoke. So what we're doing is basically we're doing something we've never done on this show, which is we're actually going to shoot this episode over 2 different days. We're going to shoot this episode maybe. Well, no, definitely, because we're going to do Jeff Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what, this is going to be kind of like in 2 parts. So the back half of this episode will involve the news stories. This episode is literally going to be shot backwards. Sorry, but we need to make the show. But we also want to make sure we get the news covered if it happens. So stay tuned. Sorry for the confusion. Sorry for the vagueness. But we've caught wind of something that could be potentially very bad. And we want to make sure that it's right, or we want to make sure if it's true or false before we report on anything or before we even give any credence to internet rumors. The Jeff Saturday thing is objectively batshit insane. We will talk about that no matter what, because if I don't, I think I might die. The first thing I'm going to say on this episode, though, is welcome to the show. Yeah, I went mini viral twice last week with tweets. If you joined because I plugged this podcast on both those tweets, welcome. Grab a seat, have some fun, enjoy, grab a snack, get some booze. It's the only way to get through this show.
Oh, I'm already there.
If you don't drink, make like Aaron Rodgers and grab your ayahuasca. The second thing I want to say is Phillies lost the World Series, and I'm sad about it. It's not cool. That said, we weren't supposed to be there. We got there anyway. Hell yeah. I keep dancing on my own. And now we're dancing with no one. It is sad. Fuck the Astros.
Well, technically you are. If you're dancing with no one, you're dancing on your own.
I'm not dancing at all anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no dancing when you lose. When you lose, it's sad. What do you do?
Wait, when you lose, it's sad? I think it's just normal these days.
Yeah, Abtin's new normal is failure. Abtin's new normal is objective athletic failure. Yeah, the Raiders are a joke. It's pretty damn funny how bad they are now, but
how bad it can get.
It can get bad, and we will talk more about teams, whatever, tomorrow, whenever we do, our news segment for the week. But this first half of the episode is going to be game picks, and we'll do Objectively Wrong here as well. We'll do our Objectively Wrong.
We should probably start with Objectively Wrong, just in case.
You want to start with Objectively Wrong?
Yeah, like just in case. We probably shouldn't put that in the middle of the episode.
Valid point. Yeah. Let's start with Objectively Wrong. Abtin has a funny one, but I'm going to say it anyway. Okay. I've grown this beard because of the Eagles and Phils, and I would love to shave it. I don't think it looks good. Nobody I know thinks it looks good except for Abtin.
I think you just trimmed this little area right here. I think you look good.
Yeah, no. The fact, I didn't grow this to look good. But here, let's make it clear. Whether I shave it or not, I'm going to look like crap. But
Oh, by the way,
it's-
literally for the podcast listeners, he looks like Scruffy Gerard, not Gerard Butler, but like the completionist Gerard. He's a YouTuber. Look him up.
for those that don't know who he is, just imagine someone that looks like shit.
How dare you?
That's what I look like right now. I just look like shit. I look like I look like, remember the Geico So Easy a Caveman Could Do It commercials. I don't look good. My beard has extended further than it needs to. It's not a fun time. We also learned before we started shooting that I was wearing a black sweatshirt and it looks way worse in a black sweatshirt than with a red t-shirt. Don't know why. Don't really care why. I just want it to go away. Part of me wants the Eagles to lose one game. The minute they lose one game, this is gone.
But do you really want it to be Washington?
No, I don't.
Let's look at your schedule, okay?
I hate this.
Where do you want to lose? You play.
I should have shaved last week. The Phillies hadn't been in the goddamn World Series. I would have.
Oh my God, you're not shaving for a minimum of 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
The Eagles play Washington and then the Colts and then Green Bay.
I can't wait to play Jeff Saturday.
You're gonna play.
So funny.
You gotta hope Malik Willis lets you shave. Do you
I
understand?
don't like the face, Abtin. I don't like my face.
And you said you didn't want to have this until December. That game's December 4th.
Great. Last thing before we get into game. Oh yeah. Do you have any other objectively wrongs?
I don't know. What's objectively wrong today besides all of my sports teams?
I mean, I don't know. Looking around my table for things that are objectively wrong.
You're looking around your table for things that are objectively wrong.
Mickey Mouse ear hats suck.
Okay.
They suck. They're so dumb. We have evolved past the need for them. Ears are fine, but there has to be a better delivery mechanism for Mickey Mouse ears. Like, it can't just be like a tiny hat that fits nobody well. Like, if your head's too big, you look stupid. If your head's the right size, you look stupid. The only, like, I've noticed that their market is that women get headbands and men get these like little condom hats. And I would rather a headband. These things look stupid. I hate them. I don't like
condom hats. Really, that's what you're calling
condom hat. It's something. Oh no, you know what it looks more like? Do you remember those like toys you would get from the doctor if you had a cool doctor? The toys you would get from your doctor or the dentist after the appointment, and there were those rubber things that you flip them inside out and put them on the ground.
Oh, and they popped up,
and they would pop up eventually. Yeah. They look like that, and they're dumb. I've never looked at that and been like, yo, what if I wore that as a hat?
Those pop-up things are probably like one of my favorite toys growing up.
My favorite one was like gliders. Like the airplanes, like the styrofoam airplanes.
Oh, I hated those.
Islands. How?
Because you build them, right? And then you throw it once and it's broken.
Okay. If you're bad at it.
What are you saying? Are you saying like little T was like grabbing a glider?
I think you were too rough with. I think you were a little too rough with your glider. You ever read of Mice and Men?
Yes.
You went Lenny with the rabbits on that shit.
Oh, that's dark, John.
You're right. You're damn right. That glider had a family.
That glider, I know. I threw it afterwards.
I threw the family. I threw the whole family.
All right, let's.
You know what always bothered me?
What?
How it had that weird plastic nipple on the front that you had to put on, and like if you took it off, it completely made it impossible to throw.
Yeah.
I'm bad at physics or aerodynamics. I guess it's aerodynamics.
John, it's just because
I don't give a shit. It's stupid. Like we couldn't have in 2001 thought like, this looks dumb. It's also a choking hazard. Let's put it on the plane.
And let's give it to kids.
Let's give it to children. Let's market this product to kids exclusively and make it impossible for them to throw without it. Whatever. So stupid. Anyway, that's why it wouldn't break, by the way. If it hit the wall, it would hit the plastic thing, and the plastic thing's not breaking.
How did I break those?
I don't know. You're bad at it.
Yeah.
You're bad at it. You were bad at it. By the way, if you I don't want to say this out loud if you don't want to look. I accidentally saw the Rotten Tomatoes score for Black Panther.
Oh, no, I want to know because I wasn't excited for it.
You want to know?
Sure.
Last I checked, it was 93.
Okay, that's not bad.
93. It got a 93. It
What
started
did the first one get?
I think about that too.
Okay.
Which, I mean, of course it fucking did. That movie was amazing. Yeah, it got about a 93. IGN gave it a 7, which at this point just means it got a 19. Like it doesn't. IGN gave all 3 Xenoblades an 8. And I say all 3 and not all 4 because I couldn't find their XCX review.
My dog went to the window, saw the future prospect of the Raiders, and then cried to me. Did you hear him barking?
We may cover that. We'll see if it's real.
Yeah.
Moving on. The game picks for the week. Abtin has substantially closed the gap.
Yeah, let's tell a story.
Yeah,
when I
Abtin,
was 7 games behind you.
he's now 2 games behind, and I think a good chunk of it is the fact that I just believed in Green Bay too long. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't anymore. So, haha, you can't get me now. You cannot stop.
They played the Cowboys. I wasn't going to vote for them anyways.
True. I'll root for them, but they're not going to win that game. Let's start at the top with Falcons at Panthers.
The hardest game to pick this week.
Falcons.
Say.
See how easy that was? Do you see just how easy it was?
So PJ Walker's still in quarterback.
Yeah, he's still bad.
Yep.
It's amazing. The guy takes a field, he throws, you're like, oh my God, he's the second. Oh, what the fuck did he just throw? Like he goes from amazing to bad in the scope of 2 throws.
Should we talk about the Falcons? Because they're second in their division. They are 4-5.
Who's first?
It's got to be like the Saints, right?
It's not.
Then it's
I think Atlanta's 1, dude.
No, it says second right here.
No.
Buccaneers are in first.
No, they're not. How?
They must have beaten Atlanta.
They're 4-5. What are you talking about? They're in first.
I don't know.
They're tied at 4-5.
Yeah, and they must have beaten Atlanta.
I love how every team in that division has a minus point differential.
Yep, but the Saints still hang out 24-0.
I'm going to make it clear. New Orleans is giving me the 6th pick right now.
I want to make it clear. I got shut out by that 6th pick.
Yeah! I like draft.
You want to know how You want to tell the show how depressing sports are for me this year? We looked at quarterbacks this weekend.
We looked at quarterbacks already. It's November.
We looked at that's how bad it is.
And by the way, so are the quarterbacks.
No, there's one I like.
Will Levis can't play.
Will Levis reminds me of like a Josh Allen you think you're gonna fix.
Will Levis is playing himself out of the first round conversation in the worst way.
I disagree. I think he's a cult.
It's not a good. I reiterate.
You know what? He's a Bronco. You know it. That looks like a Bronco.
He does look like a Bronco. He looks like an Elway Bronco, though. I don't know if he's a George Patton Bronco.
True.
He looks like an Elway Bronco.
Yeah, because Patton is so good at picking quarterbacks.
Patton appears to be more competent. Although,
are you sure about that?
And listen, his coach hiring practices, no.
And his quarterback choices?
Moving on.
Did Elway bring in Manning?
Yeah.
1 point for Elway.
That's not even 1 point. What are you talking about? It's Peyton Manning. It's not hard to. Oh man, I don't know if he's any good.
You know that neck injury, it's gonna hurt.
I mean, the neck injury was a gamble. Let's be clear. It was a gamble. So I can't completely say like, oh, it was an easy call. The neck injury was real. Like that was a substantial risk. But yeah. Moving on, Seattle and Tampa Bay. Why is picking Seattle so easy? By the way, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna victory lap us right now. We told you about Kenny Walker. We told you.
Oh my God.
We told you.
Not only did we tell you, we had him as our number 1 running back.
And we're right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care that Breece Hall can't speak for himself right now because he's hurt. If they were both playing, you'd be talking more about Kenneth Walker. Breece Hall can play. We didn't doubt that either. We had him at 2.
Mm-hmm.
But this dude's better. And I mean, listen, my running back analysis was clearly a little off because I thought Dameon Pierce was bad.
I thought
But
Tyler Algier was bad.
and you're wrong.
We don't know about that yet.
I do know about that.
I'm less wrong than you.
You're less wrong than me. You're definitely less wrong than me. But you're wrong. What I've learned is that a lot of those running backs were good. What I also learned is that Hassan Haskins isn't because all he's doing is returning kicks for Tennessee.
I mean, we knew Hassan Haskins wasn't good. We had him as one of our last running backs.
We knew he had an issue. We knew he had issues.
He was too slow for the NFL.
Well, now he's a Titan. What do you mean he's too slow for the NFL? He's returning kickoffs.
I know.
Like what?
What is that?
Seems like a bad pick.
Like if anyone's watched Hassan Haskins play in Michigan, and like I remember he had like a 5 or 6 touchdown game in against Ohio State or something like that. If you remember, yeah. He looked like he was running in mud.
He looked like he was running in mud. He did. Yeah. It was quicksand.
You know, I think I wanted him like in the 7th round.
Yeah, you liked him late. You liked him as a late round flyer. Yeah, I couldn't disagree with you then. I think I had him higher, but not by a ton. Lions and Bears. All I'm missing is Tigers. You know, it's not because I'm gonna
go with the Bears. To be honest,
I am too.
Damn.
Here's the problem, though. I want to make sure we're clear on this, and this is probably the last we're ever gonna say on it. This show was not wrong about Justin Fields. Like we're not.
I mean, I was.
No, he can't throw. So I think that's most of what I've said is that he can't throw.
I mean, we said it multiple times. My favorite quarterback in that draft was Fields.
Yeah, but he can't throw. So he can't throw a little bit.
What does that tell you about the rest of the quarterbacks?
Right. He can't throw a little. I would take Zach Wilson's arm over this guy, and Wilson sucks.
I would not.
I would take Wilson's arm over this guy.
Wilson's arm throws plenty of interceptions.
I would take nothing else. That's his brain doing that. I would take. I would not.
Thinks with a brain.
Considering circumstances, that's not great. Anyway, Jesus Christ.
Dude, every single week I'm handing out like a Zach Wilson like MILF joke. Like every single week.
It's earned.
Yeah.
Chicago has somehow unlocked some potential out of Justin Fields in that Justin Fields can run, and that's kind of where it stops. He's fine.
Yeah, but that's what you should have done from the very beginning.
What was it, 180-something yards rushing?
I think it was 178 to be exact.
Why am I getting a phone call? Stop
did you figure out before I did?
No.
Could you imagine?
Yeah. No, I don't think I'm not crowning Justin Fields anything yet.
Let's go back to that draft. It was what? It was Lawrence, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always struggled placing Lawrence in my head for some reason.
It was Lawrence, Fields, Wilson, Mac, and Mac Jones. And Trey Lance. That's what it was. It was those 5.
And if I remember correctly,
I had Lance at 2.
And I had Fields at 2.
I believe so.
Yeah, and I had Lance at 4.
I think you had Lance at 4. I think
Jones at 3.
No, you had Lance at 5.
Yeah.
I think you had Mac. I think you had Zach at 4.
No, that's not possible.
Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson would not be ahead of anybody.
I think you put him ahead of Lance.
I've never seen a tape in my life where I've been more reviled than Zach Wilson. Actually, that's not true. I've never seen a tape more than Sam Howell and Zach Wilson where I've been like, this is not a quarterback.
By you saying Sam Howell, I just remembered Matt Corral exists.
Right?
It's a shame he's hurt.
It's a shame he's on Carolina.
Carolina could help him, though. Carolina, he could help the Panthers right
we
now.
Liked him. We liked his tools. But Carolina drafted him.
Yeah. Poor guy. Let's do the next one.
Browns at Dolphins.
Next one.
Damn it, John. I'm 2 games behind. Let me get in front of you.
I just noticed you wrote a bunch of them. I'm not even going to look at them anymore.
The next game is Broncos at Titans.
Titans.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious.
What am I? Titans played with Kansas City pretty well this week. I'm picking the Titans.
Vikings at Bills.
I'm going to go Vikings.
Okay, cool. We have a difference now.
Okay. I'm going to go Vikings mainly because Josh Allen, I think, is hurt. So
I'm going to give you one opportunity to change that. Stephon Diggs did tweet out rejoice. So I don't think it's long term at all. I think it might just be some soreness.
It looked bad. I saw the video. It didn't look particularly good.
He didn't play particularly well.
I wonder why. I'm gonna stick with Minnie.
Okay.
Minnesota's a good team. They're actually pretty capable.
By the way, biggest whiff of the coaching season was us.
Yeah, we were
Kevin O'Connell's name,
right? Kevin O'Connell. Yeah, we were off on him. We just hadn't heard of him. We were like, why? Why this? It's just anybody that like craps near Sean McVay at this point. It's like, oh my god, they're the best coach in the world. Texans at Giants. Who gives a shit? I'm picking the Giants.
We might have gotten baited by Twitter today, John.
Probably.
Yeah.
It usually is. I'm still holding off.
Okay.
Yeah. We have to give it like 12 hours.
Yeah.
I'm certain we got baited. I am certain. And if we did, listeners, you'll never know about what. Probably.
We'll talk about
it. We probably won't. Yeah. Texans at Giants. Giants, yeah.
I'm going to pray that Dameon Pierce goes off because
Davis Mills is bad.
Yeah.
He's really bad.
But it's a good thing you took the season to figure that out.
Yeah, it's important that you know.
Yeah.
It's
because otherwise, how would you?
It's important that you fired David Culley for this in order to try to hire Josh McCown and then instead hiring Lovie Smith, which is not
okay.
Good.
We're not. We'll talk about Jeff Saturday, but damn, doesn't Josh McCown look like more credible now?
He's way more credible.
Yeah. Isn't that insane? Ursay found a way.
Josh McCown is vastly more credible than Jeff Saturday as a head coach.
No, I'm saving this for the Jeff Saturday. We're done.
We're done. Yeah. Do it. Save it for Jeff Saturday.
Jaguars at Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah. Okay. This is Kansas City. Listen.
Why did I pause?
Yeah. The Chiefs.
What was I doing?
The Chiefs will go up 17-0 and then not throw the game away because they have a quality head coach. The Saints and Steelers.
Damn! The Saints might win a game. Damn it!
I left this blank waiting to see what you would say.
I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh because I want it.
All right, I'm going New Orleans because I believe it.
I don't even care. I want it.
The revenge of Andy Dalton.
This is what I want. This too bad. I want Will Anderson to an unhealthy extent. I want Will Anderson so bad.
Oh, that's what we should have saved for the objectively wrong. We'll mention it now. We watched tape on Will Anderson. I didn't like him that much.
Yeah, he's not as his 2021 tape is vastly better than his 2022 tape.
I got bored.
Yeah, Alabama's I think a 9 right now. I think they're the 9 rank. I think that were they 7-2.
Yeah, they've lost
2 games.
Tennessee and LSU.
I forget.
Yeah,
I have you and I don't give a crap about college record. Like, that's the beauty of us watching. Like, why do you give a shit? Like, who cares? Okay, great. You made this playoff that's arbitrary. Whee!
I'm actually super in favor of expanding the college football playoffs.
They're gonna.
Why not?
They're gonna.
Like, why not put a little tournament in there? Yeah, Saints and Steelers, return of what you call it, the red ginger, the red rocket, Andy Dalton.
Don't call that. Oh, God.
Is that not his nickname?
Red Rocket is dog penis.
Where'd you get that from?
That you never heard of that?
No.
Dog penises are called Red Rocket?
I thought they were called lipstick. I thought they were called lipstick.
It's all bad.
Yeah, but like there's a difference.
We've now spent 10 seconds more on this podcast talking about dog genitals than we ever should have.
Oz, do you have anything you want to say?
Chris, I'm going to need you to bleep all of that.
Why?
Because I don't want to say that on the internet.
Next game, and the one
whatever I said about it, remove it.
The next game will depend. Well, actually, the next game is the most important game of the week because if it goes one way, you'll never see my face again.
Yeah, I'm not saying a word. Colts versus Raiders. Josh, you have to do it. Josh McDaniels,
I really want to lose.
You need to win this game.
I really want to lose.
Josh McDaniels, if there is any part of your brain that knows how to be a head coach in the National Football League, you have to win this football game.
I need to lose this game.
If the Las Vegas Raiders lose this football game, sell the team.
That's actionable, right? If they lose this game,
it
you
has
to fire him right then and there.
What on Josh McDaniels?
Yeah.
Depending on how if you get blown out, I don't know what to tell you. If you lose by 20 or more, I firing might not be enough.
At that point, the NFL
firing squad maybe.
At that point, the NFL needs to do an investigation on
relegation.
There's been collusion.
they need to relegate the Raiders to college because that's if you lose to this team who just named their play caller today.
Yeah,
it's Tuesday.
It's Sam Ellinger's third start.
If the Colts somehow score points, you need to.
No, they're going to score points. My defense is
how bad? No, that is so atrocious.
They're scoring points.
Guys, let's be very clear, and we'll talk about this deeper. There's a reason Jeff Saturday's the coach of the Colts, and it's not to win games. That's all I'm gonna say. It is not to win football.
We'll talk about Saturday. I want to talk about Chris Ballard, but
did you watch the whole Jim Irsay Ballard Saturday presser?
No,
I have, and it was glorious. It's the best use of 35 minutes I've ever done in my life. It's my favorite thing I've ever seen. At one point, Jim Irsay says, I don't know how to make sausage. I don't know what goes into it, but I do know how to build a football team. I'm like, nobody asked you that, Jim. What? No one was talking about pork products. What the fuck are you talking about?
I like how Jim Irsay is also currently the leader in the Get Dan Quinn out of NFL.
I know. It reminded me so much of that old fake Kanye West Kobe Bryant commercial. Where you ever seen that one?
I don't think so.
Oh, I gotta send you that video. It's 10 years old. It was Kobe Bryant was more records, and Kanye West how many records can my records break? It's more records. But I'm the best. And Kobe Bryant's are you a different animal and the same beast? What? And Kanye does this. He's like, the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
Does he actually say that?
Yeah, he does. Okay. He says, what the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant? And Kobe Bryant's like, you're welcome. And then he looks around at this audience because it's Kobe Bryant's doing a keynote. He looks around. He's like, what the fuck is he talking about? He says, Kanye West, back before you didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Yeah, Kanye West, Bryant. Or he should no longer show up in the world.
Funniest goddamn thing I've ever. I think it was a Funny or Die back in the day. I don't want to miscredit that, but I think it was Funny or Die.
So was it the actual actors? Was it actually Kobe Bryant and Kanye West?
Yes, it was actually Kobe Bryant and Kanye West.
And then it's got to be SNL, right?
I don't think it was SNL because it wasn't a laugh track behind. It wasn't laughing behind it.
Okay.
Kanye West, Kobe Bryant. It's like a fake Adidas or Nike meme. It's a Black Mamba commercial. This wasn't real, was it? This couldn't have been real marketing.
Did you just have a fever dream and this showed up?
No, this might be fake. Yeah, it is. It was actually done by Nike. Wow. Years ago, Nike partnered with Kobe to develop an inspiring campaign to hype his Kobe System shoe line. Under the Attack Strong umbrella, Kobe took the role of a motivational speaker who would help well-established names get a clearer vision. In one of the episodes, a confused Kanye West reached out to the Mamba for his enlightenment. This is from essentiallysports.com. He asked what's next after becoming successful and breaking records. To that, a wise yet leg-pulling Kobe advised stretching for greater success and more records. Now, as funny as it was to see Kanye West shaking his head, it was the closing remark from Kobe Bryant that shattered the rapper. It went something like this. Kobe saying, are you a different animal and the same beast? Kanye West responding, what the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant? And Kobe Bryant responding, you're welcome. It's the dumbest shit. It's one of the top 5 funniest things the internet has ever yielded. Kanye West is probably anti-Semitic, and Kobe Bryant is unfortunately has unfortunately passed away.
Yeah.
This is probably a cursed video, but like it is objectively fucking hilarious. It is objectively so goddamn funny.
Okay, we have some breaking news.
Oh God.
It's about Josh Allen.
Fine.
It's a UCL sprain.
Scared the crap out of me.
It's a UCL sprain.
Go ahead.
It's about Josh Allen.
Thank God. It's about Josh Allen. It's okay.
You
were like, I have breaking news. My internal monologue was, oh no. No! FT, no!
We just got past Deshaun Watson.
We just stop it. Okay, go. Josh Allen did what?
Josh Allen has a UCL sprain or maybe a tiny tear. They're gonna do more tests, but it's not that serious.
I'm sticking with Minnesota. Do you want to change?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
I just think Buffalo is gonna play super pissed off. Like they're gonna play really fucking.
Who's the
pissed.
backup quarterback?
I don't know.
Oh, you know who it actually is? It's Case Keenum.
Oh, they're gonna win.
That's capable, actually.
Yeah, Keenum brought the Vikings. Remember Keenum on the Vikings?
I remember kicking his ass in the NFC Championship game, yeah.
Yeah, but he got there.
Yeah, and how much they lose by?
I don't know, 40?
31. 38. They scored the first 7, and we scored 38 unanswered. Including a flea flicker to a rapidly declining Torrey Smith.
I always liked Torrey Smith.
I did too.
Yeah.
I liked him more as a Raven. His Eagles career was pretty
Well, I mean, his Eagles career was like the last couple of years.
It was like a year. Yeah, he was only there for 1 year.
All right, let's wrap this up really quickly. Colts at Raiders, who are you picking? I have to ask.
I have to pick the Raiders.
Okay.
Listen, I hope I'm wrong. I got to be honest with you. I hope I'm wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too.
Yeah, I really hope the Colts win.
I do too.
Well,
I want to see Josh McDaniels.
I'll tell you something. So can I get a firm commitment from you that you'll be on the show next week if the Raiders lose that game?
No.
Okay. Can I beg you, please? Because that'll be the funniest damn episode we've ever done.
I don't think it'll be funny.
It will be so funny.
I think I'll be knee deep in 20 shots.
And Teen, you're playing them this week. I'm playing them next week.
Yeah.
Okay. We have to commit to coming to both of those shows because if the Eagles or Raiders lose either of those 2 games, this microphone is going to light on fire. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to light it on fire. I will light it on fire. I will cover it in whiskey, light it on fire, and I will do the podcast with a flaming microphone. No, I'm not. I will not. These cost money. I just realized we have the timer on.
Yeah, what do you think? I'm trying to rush.
Okay, go.
Cardinals at Rams.
Cardinals.
I'm also going to go Arizona.
The Rams are bad.
And the Cardinals are angry. Cowboys at Packers.
But also bad.
There's a lot of bad going around.
A lot of bad.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Packers hosting the Cowboys.
Dallas will win that game.
Cowboys. Moving on.
Chargers at Niners.
I have no clue. Niners.
You're going Niners?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go the Chargers, and I'm going to tie with you at the end of the week.
Cool.
Commanders at Eagles.
Have to pick the Eagles. I can't.
I'm picking the Eagles.
I have a stupid beard for this. It's not going anywhere. So, guys, here's the deal. This might be the whole episode.
Really?
Well, actually, no, it can't be because we have Jeff Saturday. We'll talk about Jeff Saturday. After we're done talking here, it'll be edited. Maybe we'll put a fancy little sound or something. I don't know what time that's going to be. It's going to be like roughly 38 to 40 minutes in is when it's going to switch over to the breaking news stuff. We'll open that again by saying welcome to the final ball. I don't know, whatever. We're going to say some dumb crap tomorrow. And we'll talk more tomorrow. We will definitely bring you Jeff Saturday, but we are waiting on a second other piece of news. That second other piece of news may be a complete fallacy, but we've seen it multiple spots.
It's looking like a fallacy.
It's looking like it's BS, but we have to wait on it. So
because if it's not, it's the biggest news story of the week.
If it's not, it's probably the biggest story of the season. Yeah. So we'll see.
It's a season where Deshaun Watson got suspended.
Right. So we will talk to you guys. We'll talk. Well, we'll record it tomorrow, but stay on this pod. Stay on here. Don't change the episode. You'll notice on your phones there's a lot more time left in the episode. Enjoy the remainder. Hopefully it's just Jeff Saturday, because I hope we don't have to talk about the second thing. Talk to you. So Jeff Saturday. Hey guys, this is the second half of the episode. The second. So
should we tell them what we were waiting for?
No. We're gonna fine. There was a potential dick pic problem with the Raiders.
Yeah,
it didn't happen.
A lot of them.
Yeah, we got smoked.
I tracked it down, by the way, all the way from the source.
He took the shit to the Pentagon.
Yeah. You know what the Pentagon said?
What?
Random ass Kansas City fan on video said TMZ was going to drop an article, and then that's where it all started.
Yeah. No, you know what the Pentagon said? Mr. Anvari, why are you here?
Because the Raiders have hurt me.
This is not anywhere near what we would do. Is this a matter of national security? No, then get out.
No. And then there's that one guy in the parking lot. He clears his throat and he's like,
"Hey kid,
I can help you."
Hey kid, what do you know about Josh Jacobs' penis? I've seen some things, man, and some stuff. I wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, Josh Jacobs' penis is completely covered. Like there's no problems.
TMZ themselves came out and were like, "What the hell is going on?"
Yeah, we got baited. It is what it is.
Jacobs was like, "I sit at home all day. What'd I do?"
Right. And by the way, guys, getting baited on Twitter now is going to be really easy because anybody can buy a Twitter checkmark. Just for the record, by the way, I'm never going to, and neither will the Next Men Up page.
I'm not paying $8.
We're not paying $8.
That's a whole sandwich.
Not even that. The check mark is now worth nothing. Yeah. So if everybody, that's the beauty of it. When everybody's special, nobody's special. That's, it is what it is. So Jeff Saturday. We're still talking about this. Wow. So have you, since our conversation, for those that don't know, Jeff Saturday is the new interim head coach of the Indianapolis Colts.
And he's about to be 1-0 against NFL head coaches.
With objectively zero NFL or collegiate coaching experience. He has never coached at either level in his career. Abtin, have you gotten a chance to watch the presser?
I've kept myself clean and pure.
Oh, no, it's okay if the answer is no. I would recommend avoiding it. It's a disaster. And as a person who roots for the team Nick Sirianni coaches.
And that press conference.
Nick Sirianni's opening press conference still gives me like night terrors.
Flashback to 2 years ago? A year ago.
Something like that. This is year 2. So 2 years ago.
2 years ago when Nick Sirianni came in high to his own press conference.
Yeah, he came in real hot. Paint thinners and Elmer's glue. Not a sponsor. I didn't realize. I keep forgetting Elmer's a brand.
Is he from Philly?
Oh.
Sirianni.
No.
Where's he from?
As far from Philly as possible. Nick Sirianni is not a Philadelphian. I'm sure of it. Yeah, he's from Jamestown, New York. That's about as far away as you can ask. That's about as different as it is. No, he's not a Philadelphian at heart. He might be one now, but he was not back then.
He looks like a New York guy.
He looks insane. But anyway, he looks exhausted. That's what he looks like. He looks absolutely exhausted. So Jeff Saturday is the new head coach, interim head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, plucked from the hallowed halls of ESPN to coach, to captain a sinking ship.
That's the second time ESPN's brought in a coach.
And by the way, I'm just going to also point out Dan Orlovsky, the worst quarterback probably to ever start for the NFL, for an NFL team, and other ESPN analysts said unsolicited that he let Jeff Saturday know where he stands in the event he were offered the position to call plays or something. Orlovsky's not on that staff, so that tells you where Saturday stands.
On Sunday.
Yeah, right. Oh, God, that's confusing. So Jeff Saturday, the play caller is the assistant passing game coordinator He's like 30 something years old. He's never been saddled with this much responsibility in the NFL. Are the Colts going to score points?
Oh yeah. What are you talking about? Of course they're going to score points. Do
What
we
do you
do we want to move into the Raiders part of this match?
No, I don't even mean that. I don't mean like I don't even care if they're playing the Raiders or the Bad News Bears baseball team in football. Like I don't even care. Are they going to score points?
Oh yeah.
Like how?
I honestly they'll probably score 17 points
against the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
I have statistics.
If the Colts break 20,
fire Patrick Graham.
Yeah, that'd be real bad. But no, I look at this Jeff Saturday hiring from like the perspective of what it obviously is, which is a tank job. Like this is not like real. Can you convince me that this is not just a tank job? Is there any other like alternative to what this could be? That they actually think he's a good head coaching candidate?
My thing is like if you were going to tank, I mean, there are tankers on that staff. Like Gus Bradley can tank.
Yeah, but Gus Bradley's a coach. Like Gus Bradley is a career coach.
Yeah, but he has tanked.
Yes, but he does. Like Gus Bradley can luck into a win.
So, like, are you saying Indianapolis is like, damn, our record's already too high?
I think they're trying to lose out. I think one win is mission failure.
All right, they're second in the AFC South.
Wait a minute. Let me check real quick. Do the Colts play the Texans again?
I'm checking for you.
Because they tied them. If the Colts play the Texans again, the Colts are trying to lose every game.
Their final game is the Texans.
They're trying to lose every game. Yeah. They're trying to lose them all. Because if they lose them all, they pass the Texans.
So they're currently 3-5-1. 3 wins.
I'm sorry, the Colts have 3 wins?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not enough then. They can't just lose out because the Texans only have 1 win.
Yeah, so the Colts currently are 3-5-1. I would say like another win guarantees they're not getting the first pick.
So obviously it's a tank job then because after 9 games, 3-5, Frank Reich is obviously a decent coach. 3-5-1. You fire a decent coach mid-season, which Jim Irsay has never done in his, I don't know, the way he talked about it, it sounded like he'd owned the Colts since dinosaurs roamed the earth. So in the 10 million years he's owned the Indianapolis Colts, he's never fired a coach midseason, but he does it now with a mediocre record, with an average enough coach. Again, convince me this isn't just a tank job.
You watched it. How did Chris Ballard look? Because this is his job, right?
He looked like he saw a ghost.
Okay, so he's done.
He looked like he saw a ghost. Guy started cursing during the interview. Like he was asked about it. He said the press have been kicking the shit out of him for not drafting wide receivers over the past couple of years. He said, "Well, now our O-line stinks." And I was like, "All right, well, you're not wrong. Nothing he said was objectively wrong." What he did say was that him and Jim Irsay had a very long conversation the night before, a very spirited one, apparently 12 hours worth of conversation. Irsay didn't sound great during the presser. I don't know if he just sounds that way now or if he was just having trouble speaking. But when Jim Irsay said, "I don't know how to make sausage, but I know how to put together a football team," I lost it laughing because pork products had not been mentioned to that point. So I was surprised at the angle he chose.
He probably just wanted a sausage.
I mean, I'm hungry too, but like, golly. Chris Ballard looked like a man ready to leave. Chris Ballard's going to be gone.
But he's still there. Why not just clean house?
I understand it. Jim Irsay can say all he wants that Chris Ballard's job is safe. I don't care. You cannot convince me anybody's job is safe when you just hire Jeff Saturday to coach your football team. Now, I have no doubt Jeff Saturday can lead people. I have no doubt about that Jeff Saturday is a good, intelligent guy that can be a leader. I have no qualms about that. But he's been offered assistant coaching jobs at the Colts before. He said no. Now he's offered the head job mid-season, and he says yes. Now, why would he have said yes? Well, a head coaching job in the NFL. That's reason number one. It's
Money.
probably not even that. He was probably getting paid more on ESPN. He just the reason you take this job is if you want to coach, but you have no way of getting in.
I mean, he had his way.
Well, Jeff Saturday said he knows this is an interim position, and Jim Irsay repeatedly said we're going to engage in a true interview process at the end of the season. So you're basically saying with your new head coach sitting to your left that this job is temporary.
Yeah.
They hired a temp job coach.
Yeah.
Which is insanity to just say that out loud. And he said the quiet part as loud and as angrily as possible.
Well, I mean, then because we get into the Rooney Rule.
They made sure to touch on the fact that this does satisfy the Rooney Rule, and technically they did not violate it. It feels dirty, but I checked, and when they said it, I checked, and I did check, and I double checked, I triple checked. They don't violate it, so it doesn't violate it. If that doesn't tell you the Rooney Rule is broken, I don't know what does, but it does not in any way violate the Rooney Rule. I can't fault that. I wish I could, because it would make more sense to just say Jim Irsay's crazy, but I can't. Probably is.
He's had some crazy years.
But you know what? I also want to give the Colts a little bit of the benefit of the doubt on this whole, we've talked about it a bit on here. The Colts have been dealt a really bad hand the past.
But how much of that's
years.
Their fault?
Some of it. I'm not going to say it's not some of their fault. But Jim Irsay said that during the press conference too. He said, in my entire time running a football team, I never had a 28, 29-year-old quarterback in his prime retire on me.
Maybe that's because you didn't protect it. I mean,
with the O-line that it took you forever to build. The Colts look to be a ship with two captains that don't know what direction they want to go. A ship with two captains, and one of them think the world is flat, and the other one is Jim Irsay. It's not, it's not something you want captaining a ship. Chris Ballard's not a bad GM.
Oh, I think he's a bad GM.
But he makes a lot of mistakes.
No, I think he's a bad GM. I think at this point you can say he's a bad GM.
There's a lot of worse GMs in this league. There's a lot of worse GMs.
I mean, how many quarterbacks has he brought in to be his quarterback?
4? None. Because you can't convince me that you brought in Phil Rivers to be your quarterback, to be your guy.
Then draft one.
You can't. That's the problem.
He drafted
the problem.
Jacob Eason and Sam Ellinger.
Yeah, but you drafted them late. They didn't commit top end capital to going after QB. Now I assure you, they're gonna now. This season, if they exit the first round without a quarterback, sell the team, because you'll be done at that point. Now, by the way, there was speaking of selling the team, and I just want to throw this little thing in there. There's a story coming out. The Washington Commanders are potentially going to be up for sale. There is a news report. There is a legal update from the DC Attorney General's office coming tomorrow, Thursday, November 10th. We will record our reaction to that, if it's relevant, next week. That's not being added to this episode. We've already had enough intrusions. I wanted to make sure I covered that too, because I don't want to.
We'll mention that, but also, did you see?
I don't want anyone to think we ignored it if it breaks.
Did you see the Commanders throwing shade at the DA?
Yeah,
you see that statement? That was insane.
Yeah, and they said that violent crime, Brian Robinson shooters, whatever. First of all, Brian Robinson shooters have been arrested.
Yeah,
that they didn't even vet that. They didn't even check. God.
Also, great use of your rookie running back.
Washington loves stepping in shit. They really do. They love just finding the horse shit that's on the floor and just diving headfirst into it. It's uncanny how often they do it. But anyway, back to Saturday. Back to the Colts. If you don't go quarterback, if they don't in some way solve the quarterback conundrum this offseason, you're 3 years out then from even being relevant, because it's time. You built a team that's actually built to win.
Honestly, I think you should probably trade Quentin Nelson.
I'm at that point too, selfishly, but because I love Quentin,
and Shaquille Leonard.
Quentin's not good anymore. Quentin's not playing well. Shaq Leonard's been hurt most of the year. The Yannick Ngakoue for Rock Ya-Sin trade was a joke. Congrats, Abtin. I mean, you shouldn't have. You still kind of shouldn't have done it, but it was.
I mean, Yannick probably would have been better than Chandler Jones.
Probably. How bad is Chandler?
Only good at run defense.
Oh no, that's not good. What? That used to be the flaw. Oh no, that can't be true.
And honestly, I think it's only good at run defense because Crosby is basically running to the other side and helping.
Well, that's not great. Yeah, I don't know what to say about the Colts that hasn't already been said, where I'm just saying, fuck. Fuck. It's difficult. You're really in you're stuck.
We thought the Titans were gonna fall down.
Yeah, thought the Colts might have a shot.
You know who's their biggest disappointment? The Jaguars. This division's in flux, and you really could have grabbed a hold of it.
I'm gonna give. Oh God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm gonna give Jacksonville one more year. One more.
I mean, how many times we need to repeat it? That my biggest knock on Trevor Lawrence and the reason why I didn't like him was because I didn't think he could lead a football team.
He might not have the heart.
Yeah,
which is, I mean, that's half the fucking game. You need to have the heart.
Trevor Lawrence feels like a college football analyst to me.
Potentially. I don't know. I don't know. I'm weighing it. I'm weighing my take on what to say about the Jags anymore at this point.
Shall we move on to the other side of the matchup?
Go ahead.
Raiders suck.
Yeah. Granted, that's kind of it. It's kind of the entirety of the other side of the matchup. Abtin wants to tar and feather Josh McDaniels in the square.
Actually, no. I want to tar and feather Patrick Graham.
I'm going to give Josh McDaniels my usual treatment, if you'll indulge me.
Okay.
Josh McDaniels should be loaded into a cannon and shot out of it pointed at the sun. Shot out of a cannon into the sun. I've been a big fan of that one for years. You say about Tony Romo a lot.
You want to hear the Raiders rankings on defense since 2014?
I would love to.
I'm going to go
2014.
Since 2014.
I would love to.
24. I'm going to go up, okay? From 2014 up.
I'm going to sit here like this.
32nd.
Yay.
22nd.
Wait, 30. Oh, this is total defense.
Yeah.
This is from. Are you going from 2014 to now?
Yeah.
Okay. 32nd, 22nd. Continue.
20th.
Bad.
20th.
Still bad.
32nd.
The worst.
24th.
Bad.
30th.
Really bad.
Last year was 26.
That's bad.
This year is 27.
All right. So what you have to do is just stop. Yeah. You need to stop because obviously what you're doing is wrong. So start again and maybe pick a coach that doesn't.
You know who I want now?
Who?
Brian Flores.
No, you don't.
No? I need a defensive guy, obviously.
Not even that. I say no, you don't, not because Flores isn't qualified. He's qualified. But what I'm saying is, and Raider fans that are listening to this, cover your ears if you can't take it. Mark Davis, a bad owner. He's a bad owner. He's not a little good. He's not, good for your team. He's not. I've heard all these excuses, including some that you've made, admittedly, where Mark Davis is a quote unquote fine owner with what he has at his disposal. He's bad. He's a bad owner, and the team is not going to get better as long as that's the owner, because there is no motivation from the top. There's none. Just saying, I want to win. Great. So does fucking everybody. That's not new. Just win, baby. How about just build a defense? This is not hard. How about build one part of a team? Build one part of it. What if the Raiders, I would love, I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure it's nothing. But what if the Raiders ranked top 5 in? in the last like 5 years?
Offense.
No, top 5. You've been fit. You've had the 5th best offense in the NFL one of those seasons.
No, I think I've had in red zone scoring one of those couple of years. The offense these last couple of years has always ended up like top 10.
Can you find me your offense rankings right now?
Right now, it was 8th.
You're 8th this year?
Yeah, I messaged you them like a while ago. We can scroll up actually.
No, I understand. You're 8th this year?
Yeah, I think so.
What were you last year?
So, like 11 or 12 probably.
So you're middling on offense. 8th is good. 8th is fine. But if you're 12th, but between 12 and 20 is like usually up and down.
Okay, I got to the message. Let me just find it.
Go ahead. By the way, when's the last time you had a coach that wasn't previously fired?
Dennis Allen.
That's too long. Are you on your 3rd coach since Allen or 4th?
It went from
4th.
Allen to Jack Del Rio. Did Del Rio get fired before?
Del Rio was fired.
Yeah.
Oh, before? Yeah, Jacksonville. Del Rio, Gruden was fired.
Yeah. And then McDaniels.
And then McDaniel, who had been fired. No, Bisaccia. That's the other one. He's interim.
That's interim. But he hasn't been fired.
Technically hasn't been fired. By the way, should have kept him. Like, I at this point, it's clear you should have kept. First of all, he sucks in Green Bay. He's been horrible.
Oh, yeah. The special teams is garbage.
He sucks in Green Bay. But he should have been your head coach still.
Okay, here we go.
This is ridiculous.
So this year.
Your next head coach, by the way, is going to be about my age.
Okay.
Like, that's what you're going to do. And it's what you should fucking do.
Okay, so this year, the average starting field position for the offense is 30th.
That's bad.
They are 8th in points per drive and 2nd in scoring percent per drive.
What are you doing in the second half?
Not scoring.
That's my point. So you might get out to your coaching staff refuses to adjust.
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, I've yelled at you about that.
You have, but you've yelled a bit about Patrick Graham. It's on Josh, too. If you're not scoring in a second, it means the opposing team adjusted to you and you need to make changes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it means. There's literally nothing else it could mean. It's the only thing it can mean.
No, they are a first half team. You don't go up 20-0 on the Chiefs, 17-0 on the Cardinals, 17-0 on Jacksonville,
and lose all of them.
It.
They lost all of them. The Jaguars game, they scored no more points.
Yeah. Well, they did. They scored 27 points, I think. No, it's not enough, but you said
I'm
no.
hitting him with the flat mouth staring emoji face. My favorite emoji is the flat mouth staring emoji. I just don't. You need a very, very, very strong culture shock. He needs to go. He needs to. Mark Davis has no kids, right?
No kids at all.
Honestly, good. It's time. It's time to sell them.
No, that's why I was excited when I told you about Magic Johnson.
Well, yeah. I don't know if is he going to sit there until he dies? I don't know. If so, you might be 45 and still be with this problem.
Oh yeah, I tend to be.
Okay, because this is not.
I'm not one to switch teams unless something egregious.
No, you're not going to switch teams. No. I would call you a coward if you switch.
No, there is something egregious has to happen.
Like what?
Like Washington Commanders level, but even a little bit worse than that.
I mean, I don't even think you.
Like
Mark Davis has to literally murder a man.
Yeah.
Okay. Or a woman.
No. Actually, there has to be multiple serial killers on the ring.
It needs to be Dahmer-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't listen. I don't look at I don't look at this from a perspective of hope. Unfortunately for you, Abtin, I just there's more hope in the Colts because at least their owner's not a jackass. I mean, he is, but in a different way. He is a jackass. But
Jim Irsay doesn't go to Hooters and P.F. Chang's every week.
Yeah, Jim Irsay wakes up in the morning, goes to work, and goes to his desk, looks at his table at looks at his desk at what do I have to do to make my team better today, and tries. Like, admittedly, I can't fault Jim Irsay. He has tried as an owner. And most owners in this league have tried.
Did you read this Jeff Saturday quote?
Which one?
Here's the deal, man. None of us are promised a good job. I may be terrible at this. And after 8 games, I'll say, God bless you. I am no good. I may be really good, but I dang sure ain't going to back down.
I feel like you said that backwards.
Yeah. I read it like...
Golly. What a clown show. Maybe they are beyond reproach. Nah, they're still better than Oakland Raiders. I just there's like 5 franchises that I would like reboot ownership right now, and one of them's Vegas.
Oh, what are the other ones?
Miami, even though they're good.
Oh yeah, Tampa Bay.
No, the ownership in Tampa Bay is fine.
Yeah, but I know how they run the Premier League, so like no.
Different same family but different heads, I think. Houston doesn't really have one. I can't even do that. Seattle needs one. Who else? The Jets. The Jets, Washington. Honestly, Dallas has a bad owner now. Jerry Jones.
Yeah, but he runs the league.
Jerry Jones is a staple. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the legends of this sport. He is probably 90% of why the Cowboys don't win. If Jerry Jones wasn't, I think Jerry Jones. Bold prediction. I think Jerry Jones is going to die without another Super Bowl ring. He's going to die with 5, and that's going to be it.
Oh, boo!
Yeah.
I would love to die.
No. He wasn't there for the beginning. I don't think. No, I think it was different. I could be wrong. My history's off right now.
If it's more than one, I'd rather be him.
He's got more than one. He has more than one. He definitely has more than one.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get another one. Washington, get the hell out of here. Detroit. Detroit needs new ownership. The Ford family's not selling them, but they should. Yeah, there's a handful. There's a handful. Mark Davis, and obviously, of course, the Chargers. The Raiders need new ownership. I think the only part of that team right now that, like, in my world, should even stay at all is like Ziegler. And even he's like sus to me. Because you look at your roster and it's weirdly built.
Honestly, the draft so far isn't that bad. Like Parham.
No, I'm not talking about the draft. I'm not talking about the draft.
Okay.
I'm talking about a roster. Like your whole roster as a whole it's oddly constructed. As a Phillies fan, I can tell you the Phillies are weirdly constructed. And like you look at it and it doesn't make any sense why they strategically had no business being where they are. It's like they had a team full of defensive tackles when they needed a wide receiver. Mm-hmm. Like it didn't make any sense. So defensively, a liability. Pitching, back end, bad. Top end, good. Back end, bad. Batting average, low. Nobody hit 300 this year. Home runs, yeah, a lot of them. Kyle Schwarber's a meathead. But we couldn't do anything else. Long ball or nothing. It was long ball or bust. We just got lucky. So I don't look at the Raiders as well built. I heard Josh McDaniels today say we're going to let Darren Waller's body decide what happens. Fuck that. You know what's wrong with his body. He knows what's wrong with his body.
Yeah, but it's a hamstring. I mean, Keenan Allen was hurt with the hamstring for 9 weeks.
He's still hurt, but first of all, Keenan Allen's injury prone. Let's be clear about Keenan Allen. Ever since the ruptured kidney, was it lung?
No, I think he was kidney.
I think him and Andrew Luck had the same lung. I'm willing to bet it was lung or spleen or something. Something crazy happened to them both. Either way, I look at what the Raiders have put together and I see a team full of dudes over 25 that is not going to work. You have so much. The team is good. Like on paper, it's fine. It was kidney. Okay. Carr's gone. That's probably the next quarterback of the Colts. And weirdly, I know Carr's gone. Josh Jacobs.
It's time.
Josh Jacobs should leave. He may not. The money may talk. Chandler Jones needs to go. Max Crosby eventually is going to get fed up. Darren Waller will probably be elsewhere as well. That will leave Devontae Adams alone with Hunter Renfrow. I don't see him staying. I'm sorry. Devontae Adams.
You don't think Hunter Renfrow is it?
Hunter Renfrow looks over at Devontae Adams. Man, it's just me and you, pal. Devontae Adams. Lol. Nah.
No, Hunter Renfro is Kobe Bryant in the commercial.
You know what the shitty part is?
What?
That smells to me like a New York Giants trade. But
What, Adams to the Giants?
Yeah. After they get the quarterback this offseason. They're gonna go get like Jimmy this offseason and go after a receiver. They're not gonna go rookie. They're gonna get a quarterback because they think they can win. I'm willing to bet.
Okay. Why
They're
not
gonna
just
go
get both of them?
Nah, they're gonna go after a quarterback. Maybe they'll go after Carr.
Yeah, just go for both of them. Get the pair.
Carr. We'll see what happens. Anyway, we've probably exceeded the amount of time we wanted to talk about this anyway. Any parting words before we say goodbye till next week?
So the founder of Oculus is crazy.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk 1 minute about this. The founder of the Oculus Rift, before it became the Meta Quest, is
watching too much anime, dude.
He's out of his mind.
He wants to blow up his mind.
He created a headset that if you play like Sword Art Online, if you die in the game, the headset actually kills you.
Imagine playing Dark Souls with that headset on.
You'd be dead in minutes. That's one weird way to die.
You know what's the worst part? Glitches happen, man. Sometimes you just die because the game fucks up.
There's nothing good about what he invented.
Yeah.
That should not exist. Go to hell. You're actually definitely going. I promise. You're going to hell. So, all right. I've had enough of life for today. Oh yeah, Dr. Oz lost a Senate race. That's a weird Mad Lib that we live in now. We live in an American Mad Lib.
Speaking of football, Herschel Walker still hasn't lost.
Yeah, it's going to a runoff.
Yeah,
it's going to a runoff. Warnock will probably win in a runoff, which is obviously good. I mean, hell yeah, Herschel Walker should be. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Herschel Walker should be nowhere near any seat of power.
Herschel Walker should never have been a candidate.
Yeah. By the way, can I also reiterate that I gotta bring something up. So I vote blue, and I know you also. We both vote blue, but I will say it is objectively funny that Pennsylvania elected a dead guy. And I'm not talking about like a Republican listener might hear that and say like, oh, he's talking about Fetterman. No. There's an actual dead guy that won a House seat. and it was going to be, I think it was a state seat or something, but his name is Tony DeLuca. He died like a month ago and he was still on the ballot. He won. And so now it goes to a special election and it's going to put his body out there. But yeah, when a state is more willing to vote for a dead guy because of the party, okay, that state's going to go the way it's going to go. You know, it's only the second deadest guy that was available to be voted for, only behind the brain of Herschel Walker. And that's the last joke I'll make about it. We will see you guys next week. But did you want to say something else?
Like in a world where Dr. Oz exists, how is he not the worst candidate we've seen?
I don't know. Somehow Dr. Oz was one-upped by Herschel freaking Walker, who played for Philly for 1 year and stunk.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Goodbye. May God have mercy on all of us. Or not.